caught that. Okay.
Ben Davis on track now to take on Armon. How you reckon that? Kovacevic,
Kovacevic, yep.
Yeah, Kovacevic, $11.60.
Depending on how where the mighty Stinger owner comes from. But have a look at that here, Ben Davis. Bang, a 0.66. That is good. Gets out. He just has to do the deed here. And look at that. Armand's gone underneath his dialing by the slimmest of margins. 11.59 and 11.60 out.
That is unlucky for Armand there. 11.599. Broke out by 0.001 of a second there for Armand there.
Do you think Ben cared?
No, he takes a win anyway. You
Ben
get
goes,
it, mate.
Goes, stop banging on about Armand just missing out. He said, I went through. So Derek Johnson, 10.50 in the DJZ Engines and Fab Supra. Up against Michael Crouch with a 14.00. So Derek to do the chasing. One quick Supra.
3.5 second head start for Michael Crouch. We'll see him get out with a 3.14 reaction time. Johnson gets out with an 0.80, so he's got just over 2/10 advantage with Derek Johnson.
Top end, mate.
He did spin a little bit here. I wonder if that's going to affect his ET at all.
Let's see if Michael goes onto that dial in.
He's coming across.
Nope.
Look at
Once
that.
again, another one.
Another breakout by
fly's whisker undermark.
0.02 of a second breakout for Michael Crouch. Derek Johnson gets to it. Johnson was good anyway. 0.80.
He was.
10.62 on his $10.50 goes through to round 2 a street compact.
So Chris Johnson and David Rodgie. Rodgie with a 14.25 in the Hilux. The Mazda of Chris Johnson with a 10.20 dial in. So we've got a lot of these pairings are all nice bit of a chase. So it's got, we'll sort them out and theoretically either we'll start to get a lot of heads up kind of racing coming up. So Chris Johnson, Dave Rodgie. Rodgie leaves with a 0.95. That is nice. Chris Johnson will need to do better. 3.52 might be enough. You'd think if Dave goes close enough to the dial in, which he should, Mark, unless he's going too quick. Oh, look at that. That is nice work there for Rodgie. 14.34 and a 14.25 to keep it safe. Chris knew he had to do some work in the RX-7. A 10.18 on a 10.20.
I just got another make call. Modified compact to the lanes, please, and street 289. Modified compact and street 289 to the lanes, please.
So Luke Ty and Ben Moore. 11.20 for Ben in that Corolla and an 11.00 in the Gemini. So not much of a chase. Almost a heads up, Mark, which is good. We haven't seen too many of them so far in this category.
Yeah, reaction time advantage, or you can see it visually there for Luke Ty. Gets out of the 217. Moore get over the 403. But Moore does have a huge top end. He did go 140 mile an hour in qualifying. He's coming back at him, but there's not enough track here. Luke Ty gets to win 11.24 and he's 11.00. Moore goes 11.33 on the 11.20. Moore was actually closer to the dial-in, but the reaction time was his undoing.
Mark, you're right. There's not enough track. But actually, there is enough track. But where the track finishes at the end of the...
I have a look at his speed, though. 146 mile an hour with an 11-second car.
You can hear that car wound up. You can hear that thing wind up from half track.
146 mile an hour. That's crazy.
I bet you it was exciting for the people who are down the other end of the grandstand, that thing coming past. So Haley Scott and Clayton Ethel. So Scott Speed Skyline with a 10.36 dial-in to the Commodore of Clayton with a 12.49. So Clayton to lead first, Haley to do the chasing.
So both cars in full stage. Ethel out with a 3.47 in the Commodore to an 0.42 for Haley Scott. Great light from the Skyline. 3/10 advantage.
Will Haley make the most of it?
Does. 10.39 on a 10.36 with an 0.42 light. Great run there for Haley Scott. Goes through round 2. Ethel goes 12.76 on the 12.49.
We're definitely seeing some guys and girls who've got their act together, Mark.
Incredible,
morning.
yeah.
It is really impressive. So Stephen Johnson and Michael Osborne. Michael in the Tuner Racing Hilux. 10.08 dial-in to a 10.99 of Steve Johnson in that Celica. Yes, you heard correct. Both of these cars running in the 10s. Street registered, street driven. How tough is this?
Osborne almost dragged through the beams. He's got to watch for the red light now. Oh, great light. 0.26 for Osborne. Under pressure. Stress there. Bumping through stage. Goes 0.26 to a 2.42 from Stephen Johnson.
gets off it too. You could hear him get off the pedal there, Mark.
10.75 for Michael Osborne gets the win. Johnson 11.95 on his 10.99.
Steve, impressive that little Celica. Picks the front wheels up. Good little combination, but it wasn't enough for the Tuna Racing Hilux, and they get the win in that round.
When you bump through like that, like it can upsettle you as a driver because you start thinking about the deep stage, the red lights, and so he's done a really good job, Michael Osborne.
Charged on through it, didn't care. Yeah. So Matthew Stead and Ian Clifford. So Ian with a 1060 dial in for the EKZ Performance Hilux. The Golby's Parts Toyota of Matthew Stead, 1000. Once again, another couple of 10-second cars in the mix. So we get to see Ian will do the get the privilege of heading off first in that mighty little Hilux. Ian, a regular here to the street meet as well, does a lot of other things as well, does a bit of drag challenge and stuff like that. So tidy little combination, does most of the work himself. It's a good little setup too. You can go camping in that and come racing. And you can go to the tip.
Go to the tip.
And the shop.
Get the groceries, pick up the kids.
It's awesome. So have a look. So Matthew Stead in the Golby's Parts and Fabs.
Oh, deep stage for Stead.
Oh, nope. Ouch. Oh, Ian gets out with a nice 131.
Stead hasn't left the line yet. Oh, 3-second light. That's not what you want to do in a die your own bracket.
Now, Fez will just have to watch he doesn't break out here. And he most certainly won't. A 1084 to a 1060. That's a good win. 131. You were talking yesterday, Mark, that probably in this category you need to be cutting probably around 200 or under to be any good today. Mate, that has proven like it.
I think it's going to be
better.
100 and under. Yeah.
They've really
on the reaction time side of
really
things.
Proud of the category. They've really stepped up to the plate and said, well, mate, you know what? We can do better than that.
Yeah, so when we're talking about reaction times today, so if it is your first time here, the reaction time is how quickly the driver has reacted to the Christmas tree, so how long the green light has been on for. Obviously, the better the reaction time, that means you're going to get an advantage over your driver, so that's what we call the whole shot. And that's just one of the fun parts of drag racing is that reaction time side of things. So, yeah, you don't want to do a slow reaction time because you're just going to give an advantage to your competitor.
So, Mark, I feel like I should have my beret on. I should have my English accent because it's now the Euro class. Ben Conroy, Stuart Tweedale, 11.10 for the mighty Golf up against the Audi RS3. Oh, the Audi wasn't happy, and that's an awesomely quick Audi too. I've seen this thing before. 950.
952 yesterday in the Audi.
But Stu will get the win in the Golf with a 11.32 on an 11.10. That is a quick at 126 mile an hour. But mind you, Ben in the Audi, 144 mile an hour in the top end. Did do 148 yesterday. That is one fast Audi. And we get to see that back again. So let's have a little, I think we do.
Yeah, the Euro class is Euro class is just round robin today, so we'll see all the competitors 3 times.
So Haley Men's, sorry mate.
Yeah, so we'll let you know on the other classes which eliminations and so forth.
So Haley Menz and Nicholas Ibrahimoglu, and in the Golf with a 1060 to a 1450 for Haley. But watch for this thing of Nick's. Oh, it's not happy. Something's. Nope. The
Haley Menz just got to watch that she doesn't break out. Golf gets the win. 1561 win for Haley Menz.
But have a look at what Nick will run. I reckon he will run probably close to that 1060 anyway. He's a good drag racer. 11.18. So the car wasn't happy though.
No.
I don't know what was going on there, Mark.
Yeah, 60 foot seems all right. 171. That's about on the money. But it was down a power.
Mate, guess how loud it's going to get, Mark?
It's about to get very loud, Terry. We're moving into
all motor, which means anybody who's not of the understanding of all motor, it means you are not allowed any power adders. It needs to be purely just an aspirated engine, and you can have it in anything you like. And this is a good example of what you can drop it in. You can put it in an RX-8 or a Fiat X19. And to all the young ones who don't know what a Fiat X19 is, I can tell you now what Trent Bianco's done to this little car is nothing like the Italians had any intention of doing. So Craig Wassoon in the Mazda, in the John Blanche RX-8 with an 858 off a 1080 for Trent Bianco in the Fiat X19. With a Magna engine in it, I think, in Trent's, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. I think this class is actually a round robin class, so it's not elimination. So these guys will race 3 times, and then the winners will be picked from the 2 drivers with the most wins.
And all motor, we want to see him back. We want the loudness back, Mark. You and I want that.
So 2-second head start here for Trent Bianco. He's in full stage. Waiting on Wasoon now. Bumped in our number 1 qualifier. We see Bianco go with an 0.76. Wasoon goes 0.43 beside him. 300th advantage to Craig Wasoon, our number 1 qualifier. He's stolen 8.58 seconds. And the win light will go to Trent Bianco. It's a breakout for Craig Wasoon. 8.49 on the 8.58. 10.83 for Trent Bianco. Safe for the win on that 10.80 dial-in.
I'd be interested to know, Mark, if that was a Craig PB too, because, like, you know what, you might have gone quicker than your dial-in, but how quick? He hasn't gone that quick so far this weekend.
Yeah,
so
great run.
Not too sure with Craig. The car was quick, but Trent Bianco showed, mate, it's a dial-in, and I know exactly what to do, so well done to Trent.
So there was a pairing against Nick Bentz, but they broke in the burnout pad. There's a lot of rags going under the car behind this. So Nick Bentz will have the solo pass here in the V-dub. I've got to do a punch buggy for the first one of the day for you, Terry.
That's exactly right.
Nick Bentz.
Now, we know what Nick will do. He'll cut a light, he'll run close to his dial-in.
Great light, 0.40.
Look at that.
You're right. John, you're on it again, Terry.
Mate, you don't want to be racing Nick Bentz when it comes towards the finals, mate. That guy knows what to do. Have a look at this. 11.60 on 11.50 with a 0.40 light. Well done to the mighty Beetle. Well, it's loud. When there's rotors in the house, it's loud. My heart rate goes up, my little heart is warm, but here it is.
It is round 1 of the Castrol Edge all-motor bracket. We haven't got the competitors yet. The computer hasn't changed over.
Yeah, we've got the Matheson car. Mate, they're going to hold them up because they're... Oh, tough gig trying to hold those all-motor cars up. Ben Wilkinson and Paul Matheson.
I've said this before. I'm a big fan of reversing at a stage here and just going through the routine again, which is what these guys are going to do. Yeah. Just get your composure. Go through it again. Back into the rhythm.
So the Ben Wilkinson, of course, with the Zilla Jet Boats RX-7, the Mathos Garage Mazda 1300 wagon. You wanted loud, 11.25 loud for that Matho, 12.10 for Ben Wilkinson. Oh, the RX-7 gets a little bit loose. But here comes Matho. Is he going to have enough? Is he going to have the legs? He might be going too fast, to be honest. Now he got back out of it. 11.47 on 11.25 is not good enough because a 12.20 on a 12.10 is good for the win.
I just had to look to see if the door was open here in the commentary box. I couldn't hear you, Terry.
Mate, I'm looking towards you because Gina Bullions is in the house, and I'm looking towards you looking to see if you've got subtitles. Because I cannot hear you. Gina.
Yeah, Gina's dialed in at 9.50 seconds. She was our number 2 qualifier, taking on James Fajinos, dialing at 11.15.
Mate, this will be tough because we'll get to hear this mighty 3-rotor just load up.
Well, she's dialed back. She actually went 9.23 in qualifying, so...
Oh, gets out with a 0.50. Gina, hold on to it. Keep it going. Looks like she's just going to back out of it. She might take the win, maybe not. No. Oh, 10.47 on a 9.50. Oh, and James, he'll get the win. Well done. 11.83 and 11.15.
I've got a feeling Gina's going to be kicking herself. I think she backed off too much and allowed James to get back around her on the finish line by 900ths of a second.
And James was still coming with nearly 120 mile an hour in the top end. So the car is not no slouch, that mighty little car. But here we go. Cale Fothergill and Xavier Silas, 15.10 to a 13.70. Little RX, both of them, a 4.18 to a 5.76. So there's not much in it. The RX3 trying to reel in that little Gemini. Will it have the legs? No, it won't. A 15.24 and a 15.10 for Xavier will be good enough for the win in the Gemini.
Next up in all motor, we've got Brendan Burnett to take on Andrew Stavropoulos. Dialing at 12.70, Burnett dialing at 12.30.
Yeah, so Stavropoulos in the RX3. Always likes to leave with a fair bit of wheel spin, but the car seems to get the power down all right eventually.
Yeah, very close reaction times, 200ths advantage for Andrew.
You can hear him get off it too, so he must be just in front there. He's backed it out. 13.23 on a 12.70. He's good for Andrew for a win. and Brendan will run a 12.93 and a 12.30 in the Beetle. I like how he's sponsored by Mum's Tennis Friends.
Yeah,
I
you Google that for me, okay? And just find
No,
out
I
what
am
it
not
is.
Googling. Nobody Google that. I shouldn't have even read that out. Nobody on this site, please. So here we go. Jason Stoodley with 11.75 dialing in the Barra-powered Cortina. The Performance Upholstery V-Dub of Michael Holman dialing in an 11.48. So there's not going to be too much in the differences in the dial-ins here. So this will be a good test for both of these competitors, Holman and Stoodley. Couple of good races here. So this will be a good race. It'll be one on the tree, I reckon. Mark, do not look it up. 0.29 for Holman, 0.59 for Stoodley. We knew it would be good on the tree. As they come through, who's got the legs, who's got the credit? I can tell you now, this time we'll go to Michael Holman. Look at that, Mark. 11.49 on 11.48, an 11.80 on 11.75 with a 0.29 and a 0.59 light. Mate, how tough is that?
Wow, Jason Stoodley losing in round 1 of racing. Who would have thought that? Michael Holman, great pass. 0.20 light, 49 on the 48. Stoodley, who's one of the best racers in all motor this weekend.
Let's be honest, it's one of those things, though, with Holman, though. Michael has been racing for quite a number of years as well. So we've got to give Michael credit that he has actually taken it to Stoodley, who has been a winner at Jamboree several times and said, mate, I don't care who it is. I'm here with all motor and I want to win.
Well, what makes it impressive is Holman only got down the track once in qualifying.
Yeah.
And he dialed in 10th quicker than what he ran in qualifying as well.
He knew.
So that's a
a man who
great...
knows his car. Well done to Holman.
That's great
And
run.
Jason will be looking for the next
Well,
two,
he's
mate.
still we've got round robin, so...
He won't be giving up, mate. He doesn't give up easy.
And that brings it close to round 1 of racing for Castrol Edge. All motor, when you should be moving now into modified compact. Obviously, modified compact brought to us by Bosch Motorsport. They've got a trade stand just down in Trader Alley behind the grandstand. Check them out. Thank you to those guys supporting the modified compact bracket.
Now, just an announcement here too. If anybody picks up a bank card with Elijah Miller, can you please hand it into the Jamboree, into the merch tent, please? Just give it to the ladies in there. If anybody's wandering around and they pick up a bank card or a MasterCard or whatever it is for Elijah Miller, please do the right thing. Can you please hand it back into the merch tent or the tower, please, and we'll let him know. Thank you very much, folks.
So I did Google that. There's a band called Mum's Tennis Friends.
There is a band called... Are they from Brisbane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I think they play them on Triple Z. So, yeah, there you go. Well done to them. Mum's... Well, mate...
If that's who he's sponsored by, the band.
Well, I hope so. Or maybe
or just giving them a
Mum's
call
Tennis
out.
Friends.
Yeah.
Mum's Tennis Friends might be just a... maybe it is actually Mum's Tennis Friends.
Yeah,
They've all got money and they're all like sipping Cinzanos on a Saturday afternoon going...
Maybe he's one of the band members.
Could be.
And we've
You know,
given
maybe I will have to look into it. You're going to have to Spotify
You know,
that.
we'll go to Apple
Spotify
Music.
that
We'll
now,
check them out.
Mark.
Mum's Tennis Friends. We'll check them out.
They probably get inundated. They'll say, mate, now we've got 10,000 monthly listeners. And everyone goes, I don't know what sort of music they play, but we're going to find out, I guess. I reckon it'll be kind of punk, I reckon.
Let's see what they're under. So, Mum's Tennis Pop. It's
Pop.
in Apple Music, it says Pop anyway.
They call it pop. I don't
There
know
you go.
I should look up my Spotify and see what it says. So, but how good is it? Big shout out to all the guys and girls over there in the Oceana College of Technology. How are you all over there? Look at you, beautiful, beautiful people. Look at it. Look, they got the Bain Marie up there. They got the Life. I tell you what, folks, if ever you want to go and have a nice 2 days at Jamboree, it's good value to go there and get in there with the Oceana guys, and they give you some food and they look after you, and look, you get a cool seat right on that start line. So, yeah, just a thought for next season, because I'll tell you what, this place has been hectic yesterday, Mark. A lot of people here.
It was a big crowd yesterday, yeah.
How good was it, though? But
how
many, hands up to all the people over on the grassy area, who was here yesterday? Look at you, fantastic crew. How about everyone in the grandstand? Who was here yesterday? We've got some newbies, so a lot of people probably just dipping their toe into the race day at Jamboree. I like it, Mark. What a beautiful day we've been greeted with here in southeast Queensland. So a big shout out to everybody who's come into state to race this weekend, of course, at the Garrett Advancing Motion Jamboree. We love you guys to bits coming from Victoria, New South Wales, wherever you have come from, northern Queensland. It is good to see everybody here having a good time, Mark. Lots of families. We've got the kids area.
We've got international visitors this year as well.
Too.
Yeah.
Mate, how good is it? Have you been on the teacup?
On the kids' rides?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Have you, Terry?
No, I wasn't drunk enough. I didn't even have any beers. It's one of those rides where I actually did meet the height criteria for Mark.
I wasn't going to bring up any height jokes.
You wouldn't have met the height criteria. You're too tall.
Yeah, the height jokes are too low for me.
Oh. Anyway, you know what? This is what we call a a highbrow event with lowbrow commentary.
It is. I'm sorry. I apologise.
No, it's good,
Please
mate.
don't send any complaints through.
But as I said earlier, like we talked about it, if we've got any of the sponsors you want to jump on and have a chat, go and have a chat with down Trader Alley. Go and have a look. I'm sure someone here has got something they need doing to their car. Go and have a talk with some people with some expertise down Trader Alley. There are some great Trader Alley.
And the merchandise as well. Over at Jambo Central, check out the hats,
You know it was hot? You know it was hot? The girls were telling me down at Merch Tent.
Yep.
The ladies' gear.
Yeah.
It was selling out red hot. So if you are here today, get over there now. I'm sure they'll still have some sizes left and whatever in the ladies' gear, but it was the hottest.
Actually,
ticket.
They were making jokes about me trying to buy some of the leggings over there.
Anyway, so if you go to markallen.com and you'll see Mark in a pair of leggings. Have you seen those chicken leg leggings?
What are you doing, Terry?
Have you seen those chicken leg leggings? Have you seen them? Where they've got leggings and they're just chicken feet?
Yeah, okay. Yep.
I'll send you it.
Okay.
Don't
Send
look it up.
it to me.
I'll send you it. It is hilarious. So we are moving into, we're going to move out of all motor and we're going to move into modified compact.
Modified compact, another die your own bracket. This weekend brought to us by Bosch Motorsport. It is round one of racing for these guys. So they're in elimination, so this is it for them. So if you win, you advance to the next round. If you lose, you're gone for the weekend. You get to become a spectator here at Jamboree.
How tough is this elimination, Mark? We've got the mighty Tirana and a Fox Body Mustang. How good is it? Callan Donan and Rowan Gordon.
This is our quickest of our dial your own brackets this weekend, so everyone's got to dial in quicker than 9.99 seconds. So first up, Rohan Gordon's dialing 9.99. He ran a 9.27 in qualifying, but he's dialing 9.99.
What is going on there? Sure,
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to be an 8.99?
Well, he's actually put 10 00 on the side of the car, but you can't have that. It's actually 9.99 or quicker.
Wow, so maybe something's gone wrong with the car?
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, he hasn't left the line yet, so he might have been just trying to get the points here for the Jamboree Series.
Just wanted to be in the field, but we see the Mustang head off. We'll run an 8.46 on an 8.36, so that was tidy for Callan.
Yeah, Callan gets the automatic win here.
Needs to get that tree sharpened up a bit, but that's okay. You can, when you get a run like that, you can do what you got to do. But 158 mile an hour for Donan in that mighty Mustang. So Andrew Rankin, Nathan Peters. Nathan in the Real Dyno Chrysler VC up against Andrew Rankin in the Toyota Corona. The Tuner Racing boys, they're here to race this weekend, Mark. They've been going pretty hard all weekend. But I'll tell you what, they're going to meet a pretty tough customer here in Mr. Nathan Peters. Did well yesterday, took out one of the categories in the car show. Car is beautiful, though. If you get a chance to have a look behind the tower, go and have a look at Nathan's car. It is stunning.
It's won a bunch of awards out here.
He's not necessarily a stunning man. He's a good-looking guy, but he's not that good-looking. But a 9.39 for Nathan, an 8.57 for Andrew.
Well, you know, if you're a 6 out of 10, if you've got a nice car, they put you up to a 7 out of 10, Terry.
That is exactly right, Mark. Look at that. They're on the bump, these boys. How good is this? Oh, Nathan gets out with a 100. Right, Andrew, the car just stalls it up, but Nathan will be looking. Where is Rankin? Where is he?
He's got the chutes out. It goes 9.44 for the win. Nathan Peters, 140 miles an hour. Andrew Rankin, unlucky there on the start line, had issues. It was going to be tough to beat.
Watch for the top end out of this Corona, though, because I think Andrew will be kicking himself in the car. So there you go, 141 mile an hour. A 23-second run at 141 mile an hour, Mark. Work that out.
What happens when you got a 14-second 60 foot?
I don't know what to say about that. So Martin Whelan with an 870 dial in the Ford. Chris O'Neill with an 850 dial in the Corolla. So this is almost, in dial your own, almost a heads up. Look at that on our screen there. Look, it's the vision that's going around at home of that mighty little Corolla. How cool did it look?
Chris O'Neill didn't get down the track yesterday in qualifying, so he's done at 850. He did not get down the track at all.
Whelan's been fairly consistent, so you think that Martin's got the better of it with a 237. Martin will just need to be careful he doesn't go under that 870.
Shoots are out early.
Oh!
870 on an 870 with the shoots out. Martin Whelan almost gave it back.
Martin, how good was that, though?
That's incredible from Martin Whelan. 8.703 on his 870 dial-in.
Mate, tip your hat to that bloke. Seriously, Mr. Whelan, that was good work, my man.
With the shoots out. If those shoots weren't out, he breaks out. That is a guarantee.
God bless parachutes on a Sunday morning. Aaron Murphy, Nigel Hartas, Nige in the VL, the classic Ford versus Holden battle, the FPV Typhoon with a 990 to an 864 of Hartas. Nigel to chase, Aaron to lead first.
Yeah, Murphy went 991 in qualifying. Hartas went an 873.
So Murphy thinking he'll be able to go right on that. But Nige reckons he's going to go a little bit quicker.
Conditions are very similar to yesterday. Oh, no, it's a red light for Murphy. Hartas will get the automatic win from Canberra. 086 on the tree. Gets the freebie to test out that 864 dial, and Nigel will take it through for an 873. Ooh. Identical to what he ran yesterday, 873 and 873.
That is tidy.
Murphy goes 999.
We might have to keep an eye on that Canberra VL. That was pretty good.
Yeah, consistent from what he did yesterday.
I liked it a lot. I liked what I saw.
Picked up 2 mile an hour on what he did yesterday in qualifying as well. And that brings a close to Bosch Motorsport Modified Compact, round 1 of racing. So going by our schedule, Terry, we should be moving into Speedflow Street 289. Yes,
Speedflow.
Yes, Speedflow products have proudly been manufacturing, supplying quality hose and fittings to the performance industry throughout Australia and the world for over 25 years. Located in Atari, New South Wales, Speedflow has grown to be Australia's #1 choice in performance hose and fittings due to our innovative design, manufacturing and quality control. Speedflow, Street 289, round 1 of racing. This is a heads-up class, Terry. The first of our heads-up classes today. So the basic description is get to the finish line first and you win.
And snooze, you lose.
Snooze, you lose.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. You got a top end charge.
You got a faster car. You could have a little bit of package in the back pocket. You can go, well, hang on, I can still go faster than this guy. But
so it is a heads up class. The equaliser is the tyre on the back. They've got a nice small tyre. That's why it's the 289 class. It is all about power management because they've got way too much horsepower. They can't throw all the horsepower at these cars off the start line. They baby foot them off the line and then bring the power in as quick as they can, and that's where the magic happens.
So Street 289 to the lanes, please. Street 289, modified combat. You should be in the lanes. If not, you should be moving around there as quickly as you possibly can. It is your turn to shine. So Street 289, of course, modified compact. You are due in the lanes now.
Well, we just finished modified compact, didn't we?
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, so we're moving into Street 289. Yeah.
And we got these messages coming through. It's got to try and get a timeline.
Yeah, that message came through 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking I should answer my messages.
No, that's
you can talk to my wife about that, or any of my contractors. Terry, why didn't you answer your messages? Mate, I was too busy. Too busy having a mocha. Yeah, too busy having a mocha and a biscuit and an Oreo.
So we got Speedflow Street 289 about to hit the track. I'm just waiting for the cars to pull out of the lanes here.
So probably a good opportunity to say once again thank you to all our sponsors who've jumped in on us this weekend. As I said, make sure you go and have a look at the some of our traders who are attending. Everyone from the Legends Garage, Bowden's, of course. Bowden's threw a few prizes in for the Show and Shine with the Shannons Show and Shine yesterday, which was awesome. Go see the guys at Trillax.co, the Bushel Composites, the Window Motor guys, of course, Garage Audio. Talk Dirty. I love that, Talk Dirty. Isn't that a cool name for a business? Talk Dirty. So the Zilla Boats, go and have a look at them. And the Blokeman guys down there. Go and have a chat and support our traders.
Actually, well, we do have another car in modified compact.
Cameron was late to the party. But
late to the lanes, mate. So we do have one more car in modified compact. And It's a solo pass for Cameron Borzerio here.
Mate,
He might have been waiting for his competitor and hasn't turned up.
Have a look. It's even got an old school sunroof. Look.
Oh, it does too, yeah.
That's like the cutest. I had one of them in my...
I don't know if he wants to hear you call it cute.
Oh, well, I had one of those in my... I can't remember. It might have been in a Gemini. Well, it is cute because it's little. That's not... They're usually a little bit bigger than that. That's ultimate wind in the hair racing. Then you've got a car that runs 889 on nitrous. Let's see what Cam can do. 899 on an 889. Nice work. Mark's just disowning me in the commentary box because I said the sunroof was cute.
I'm just listening to what you say. Without context for a lot of things, people could be listening to this and say, what is he talking about?
So hopefully we've still got a good field in this with these guys coming through.
We might be a modified compact still. That's we're not part of race control here in the commentary, so we're not sure. But I'm guessing that some of these competitors were waiting at the back of the lanes for their other opponents to turn up that they're paired against. And they haven't turned
yes,
up.
Of course.
So that's why we're seeing some solo passes.
So this is Steve Chaplin, and this is still modified compact. An 890 dial in. Oh, picks the front left up, carries it, drops it down at the 60. 924 and an 890, but I'll tell you what, that wheel stand was worth every bit of joy for me as a rotary owner. So well done.
So what happens in drag racing when the cars get seated? If someone is broken and they don't advise race control that their car has broken, they will still get seated. So in this instance, I'm guessing that we've had a few cars break. They haven't advised race control that they're out. They've been seated, and now we've got all these solo passes against cars that
should have raced.
Have opponents against them, yeah.
So Russell Archer with a 893 dial in the Remain Infrastructure Mazda RX-4 Coupe. 13B turbo. Hasn't had a good representative run so far this weekend, but I think this run might sort it all out for Russ. Just hear this mighty RX-4 Coupe just load up.
Well, the good thing for Archer is he didn't actually get down the track yesterday qualifying.
He's got a wheel spin, but he's got it sorted now by the look of it, Mark. I reckon that'll be a representative run for Russ.
Yeah, shootout early. He was on 893. Still his quickest parts of the weekend, 10:33, 111 mile an hour.
I think he'd be pretty happy with that. I think they got the car exactly where it needs to go.
Outside of the spin on the head, but it was better than what he did yesterday.
So Ed Gershom in the Toyota Corona. Mate, is he going for the big skid? That was a cracker skid, though. You see Dave from Drag Photos out the back there just getting his cap. He's getting his hat filled with smoke, but that's okay. Thank you to Ed in the mighty Corona. $9.99 dial-in. We are still in modified compact. As Mark mentioned, it could be quite a few of the guys might have let race control know that they weren't racing, so that's probably why we've got some single... some solo runs.
We're in eliminations as well, so there won't be all these solo passes in round two because obviously they'll be up against all the.
But let's have a look and see what Ed can run in this Corona. See how close he can get to that 999. Has run a 1032 and a 1082. By the sound of the car with that skid in the Corona, I think the car's probably capable of a bit quicker than that, Mark. I think maybe they're just.
Well, he's dialing right on the bump that you can for modified compact, the 999. So you'll really want to hope he gets close to that dial-in because you don't want to be giving anything away to your opponents.
He might blow it out the door. No, he didn't. Good work. A 1047 at a 999. Yeah, that's pretty safe. At 135 miles an hour for Gershom in that Corona. So what are we moving into, Mark? Looks like we are still got a few more modified compact cars. We've got Ross Pugliafito up against Parry Georges. A couple of rotaries. The red RX3 and the red rotary-powered Gemini of Parry Georges. So a 955 for Parry, and for Ross an 875. So Ross to do the chasing. Parry has, the car hasn't played the game completely well this weekend. We know that Parry can run right on that 955. Ross has had a good weekend, 929089, dialing in at an 875. So obviously the Pro Maz car can go a lot quicker, Mark. So we'll see what happens in with this. Parry to lead first, Ross to chase.
Yeah, both drivers dialing in a lot quicker than what they did in qualifying yesterday.
Track seems to be pretty good though today. They all look pretty happy with it. These guys just nudging him in.
Well, spin for Ross there. Parry Georges looks like he's on a fairly clean pass at the moment in that Gemini. But the win light will go to Ross.
Have a look at that. Reeled him in. Ross reeled him in with an 893 on an 875, but a 982 on a 955 with a 105. You thought Parry might have had it, but Ross said, no, you don't, mate. And he got him. Snavelled him at the end. That was impressive from Pulifiero. Nice work.
Yeah, great pass there. 600ths of a second win margin for Ross there in the Mazda. He will go through to round number 2 of Modified Compact.
162 mile an hour on the top end of that little Pro Maz RX3 too. So well done.
We had 20 cars qualify in Modified Compact yesterday. I think we're probably
got about 12.
12
I reckon it's not
now because of
the
cars that haven't turned up here in round 1, unless they had a bit of a big night and they haven't been able to get themselves ready in time. They're still asleep.
Not a lot of them have got up in the morning going, today we ride. It's like, no, we don't. That's not working. That's not working. I don't think anyone's got a hangover. I think it'll be all like something's not working right, Mark. I think that's generally the nature of the beast with drag racing, isn't it? If things aren't going correctly on the second day, if things aren't working right. So what category have we got coming up next, Mark?
Well, it should be Street 209 once we finish round 1 of Modified Compact. We thought we'd finish Modified Compact about 10 minutes ago.
Does look like the Street 289 guys are around in the lanes, which is good.
Yeah, brought to us by Speedflow for Street 289, and we're still in a Bosch Motorsport Modified Compact. Just seeing what's going on here. We have one car just behind the burnout pad.
We had Naomi Vandertote there, and I'm not too sure what happened. They pushed the car back.
Well, she looked like she was ready to start the burnout.
And
unless she's got a competitor in the lanes waiting on them to come down.
So we'll take a quick opportunity just to, as I said, once again, thank you to everybody who was here today, who was either at home sitting watching it with their breakfast, with their crumpet and coffee, I don't know, sitting there in the bed. You could be watching it on your device, just lazing in, going, I don't even have to go out there and watch them. I can just sit at home and watch this comfortably because there's a lot of people out here. So big thank you to everybody who's made the pilgrimage to the festival that we call Jamboree. Big thank you to everyone for showing up. So, looks like we get Mr. My Highways coming through, which will be Mr. William Yarwood, I do believe. And that Cortina, how tough is that Cortina? If you're a forward man, you cannot be disappointed with that Cortina. Waiting for these guys, just they're holding them up, making sure it's all reset. And that's when our screen will reset as well, folks. So Will Yarwood and Troy Lewis. So an 880 for Yarwood in the Project X Racing Supra. Troy Lewis, the Fat As Comp Engines Cortina, 865 to an 880 of Yarwood. So the Barra and the 2J.
Yeah, Yarwood's quickest passing qualifying yesterday was a 965 in that Supra. Lewis, he ran a best of an 860. Lewis is already up on boost in full stage. Waiting on him now, both in stage. Yarwood out 276. Lewis goes 046. Lewis is in the box seat at the moment.
Yeah, the 2J's not happy. But Troy doesn't care. 046 says, there you go. 919 and an 865. And look at Yarwood, Will. A 10.28, but have a look at the top end on that 2J, 162 mile an hour. We know it's quick, but it needs to be off that line. So sadly, we do is a knockout in this category, Mark?
Yeah, it's eliminations in modified.
So sadly, we don't get to see Will back, but good work, mate, on that top end. Troy Lewis, well done, buddy. Well done. That is a good win.
Now we're moving into Street 289.
Now, Mark, is this where we get to test how sticky the track is?
Yes, this will give us the first baseline of what sort of track conditions we've got here today, because these guys are running heads up Street 289 class. First to the finish line wins. Big thank you to Speedflow supporting the bracket this weekend. On track, Daniel Smith in the Celica to take on Eric Sligo in the Mazda.
Can we get J275 and J315 to the lanes, please? J275 and J315 to the lanes, please. Now, we talked about stick, Mark. We watched Dan Smith in this Celica yesterday, where he carried it for probably 60 foot, the front wheels, maybe even more. I don't want to over-exaggerate, but it was pretty impressive because you and I were calling it, and it was impressive. So, but Eric in the mighty little SICK 100 Mazda. So, I suppose you can't leave anything on the plate, can you, Mark, with this? Heads up, it's run what you brung. Do what you got to do.
Looks like issues for Sligo over there in the Mazda. He's getting pushed back. So it's going to be a solo pass for Daniel Smith, our number 7 qualifier, in 8:51.
Mark, what does he do?
He takes it to the finish line, mate.
No, but does he do it spectacularly?
You need the data. I think it's a full pass.
Because he's saying, look, I'm going to be the next time I'm going to run. It's no good.
Because you want lane choice
run
as well. Lane choice. Ooh. There's always that factor.
There's so much going. How good is that thing? Left, never left. There it is. 776 at 180 mile an hour. Oh, how good is that, Mark? What do you reckon?
That was a great pass.
Look, he loaded it up. Happy. Loaded it up and said, look, you know what? I'm going to get a run. I'm not going to have to worry about the light because it doesn't matter to me because it's a heads-up race anyway.
Well, if you did that yesterday, you would have qualified second with that E2. That's the second quickest pass of the weekend in Street 289.
That was impressive.
Next up, Chris Adams in the Datto Ute to take on Bill Nabham, the Escort.
Yeah, Billy did a massive skid in that Escort yesterday. I reckon he would have been close to winning the burnout comp if he'd done it today, but he's probably thinking more about, I've got to get through some rounds here. So Bill in the Auto Tow Escort up against the Tech Path Datsun of Chris Adams. That is such a quiet, unassuming little 8-second Datsun Ute.
Number 6 qualifier went 8:46. Nabham went 8:74. Adams has got a few tail shots. Spin for Nabham.
Not going to be able to reel that little baby in. So an 8:60 is Chris Adams with 160 mile an hour. So Bill, the car just came out, was sideways.
Yeah, great pairing there in Speedflow Street 289, round 1 of racing. Next up, it's Shane Crichton. Our number 10 qualifier ran a best of an 11:75 in qualifying yesterday. Didn't get down the track.
So once again, J275, J1315 to the lanes, please.
So Shane Crichton backing up here. Oh, well, he's got the freebie here. Solo pass in round 1.
So Crichton, what do you reckon? Now, once again, Mark, it's pro, so it'll just be on. So he won't care.
It's a full tree here. So,
so all eyes on Crichton here in this 6-boost Crusader, folks. When you get an opportunity to have a solo run,
I think you got to take, especially when you didn't get down the track in qualifying yesterday.
Oh, sadly, fair bit of wheel spin, overboost. Car wasn't happy. Probably would have watched the Celica go too, thinking, well, he got it out nice. But we're just about to see a couple of quick RX-7s in the house. Have a look at this. You wanted to see RX-7s? Well, here it is, folks. Long and Salome, the 2 RX-7s, Hurstville Towing, Monster Performance. The Battle of the New South Wales RX-7s. How good is this? Mark, who's getting the
quickest RX-7s?
Who's going to get the bragging rights?
Well, Muhammad was our number 1 qualifier. He went 7:53. Oh, yes. Put
Round
your
of
hands
applause,
together.
folks. Come on. The RX-7s, they've brought the fun, they've brought the smoke. They're about to bring the speed. Here it comes. Rotor power in the house. Jamboree 2024.
Patrick Long was number 3 qualifier in the Monster Performance Mazda. He went 800 in qualifying. Muhammad, he went 753.
Mate, one of mine at home looks nothing like these. I wish it did. How good do they look, these RX-7s? How
Yours
good
is
is
about
it?
10 seconds slower as well.
It is a lot slower. But I'll tell you what, I'm in the game. Good that Muhammad and Patrick, how it comes. This is going to be tough.
It's a little bit of a headwind today for the boys. Race day is a new day, though.
We've watched some of the other guys attack the track well, Mark, so it'll be interesting to see what these two RX-7s, these two rotary-powered RX-7s, what they can do. Rotor power in the house. Mate, my heart rate is up. Here it comes. Look, the monster car is out of there. Will it have the legs? It most certainly will. Runs it through for an 8.03 at 171. Muhammad runs an 8.43 at 178 mile an hour. Just didn't get the power down as much as Patrick did, and Patrick will get the win.
Wow.
RX-7s.
Number 3 qualifier.
That was
Takes
tough.
that number 1 qualifier here in round 1 of Speedflow Street 289. Next up, we have got on track Al Afkal. Is he on a solo pass? Looks like he's on a solo pass here.
It might be two in the green RX-3. Al Afkal, of course. Let's see what Al can do in this car. Hasn't had a good day of it so far. I think the car was doing a fair bit of wheel. Oh, and again, car was not happy.
Well, he hasn't actually accepted the start line there, but he is on a solo pass. He will get the win. But no time recorded for Al, so...
So as we see our next competitor come forward, it'll be Mr. Herbert, isn't it? It'll be Carl Herbert. So Carl in the Rotary Motorsport Mazda. 8, now have a listen, we talk about consistency. We talk about Carl, 8.68, first run of the day in the morning, then an 8.25, then an 8.23. So we know exactly where Carl needs to be. So if he can keep running that, and somebody needs to make an error if they're quicker than him, or if he will just need to do what he needs to do. So if he runs in that 8.2 again, I think he'll be pretty happy. He'll know that the car has got super consistency, and he just has to bring it to the line.
Oh, he had a little bit of spin. He's holding on to it. Carl Herbert. 8.42, 163.
Ladies and gents, how good was that? That was a drive and a half from Carl. How many? You know what? It's not a drift car. It's an RX-3. Calm yourself, Carl. Whoa.
A round of applause for Carl Herbert.
That was, you know what? You can be quick and spectacular. You can be them all, Mark. You can be all of them. Everything above. Tick them all, Carl. You did it all.
Unfortunately, we can't give best burnout on a pass. It's got to be in the burnout.
That was just sideways. All the way for like at least half of the track, and that midsection of the track, that thing was sideways. How was that in the corporate boxes? How was that thing going down the track sideways? Everyone in the corporate box, give us a thumbs up. How good was that? They're not listening to us today. They're all too hungover from yesterday.
Now we're moving into modified 10.5. That brings it close to Speedflow Street 289. Modified 10.5 now on track.
So
Brought to us by Mainline Smart Dyno Technology, long-time supporters of Jamboree.
So Robert Cady, Neo Gemis, the Gemis Auto Sports, the CQ Rotary. We know one thing. Robert is never shy about coming forward and doing a big skid and getting those tyres on.
Well, how do you think of it in the best burnout stakes?
Mate, we've seen a few good ones already today, but I reckon maybe the pro guys might want to. They know that there's there's the trophy involved. So
Haven't seen any wheel stands though this morning yet either.
No, I expected the Celica to do it, but maybe second round, Mark. Maybe once they.
Well, they're all a bit more serious today now. It's racing. They're trying to limit the wheel stands.
Their race helmet on.
They got race mode on.
Not their fun helmet.
Yeah.
So Katie, Jamis,
You
heads
used
up.
to be cool.
You are in modified 10.5. Here we go. Had an 874 from Noah, a 789 from Rob. So you'd think that Noah's got a little bit of work to do. The RX2 will try and accede some dominance. Let's see what happens. Datsun, the Mazda. He's up on it. Heads up and he's away. He's had a good light too, Mark. A 033. Not that it matters, but that little RX2 sedan is gone.
Oh, nice and consistent. He ran 789 yesterday as well in qualifying. Rob Cady gets the win.
789, but 175 mile an hour, ladies and gentlemen, in the top end of that mighty CQ rotary RX2. Calm the farm. How good is that? Just when you think it's going to get a little bit, calmer, we bring Josh Moore to the line. If anybody's into Barras, I can tell you what, this thing is a tidy piece of kit. 807 in his last run yesterday. Coming at number 3 in qualifier.
Good speed yesterday as well, 175 mile an hour. Round 1 of Mainline Smart Dyno Technology. Joshua Moore in the Utes for Performance Parts Plus. Number 3 qualifier. Looks like he's got a solo pass here in round 1. As you said, he went 807 on that last run yesterday. Just found exactly what the Ute needed to get down this track.
What if the boys have pushed it into the 7s? Well, you know what? If they do,
and
we'll know by the crew.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks quick. He's not backing out of it. There you go, an 815 at 174 mile an hour. Tell you what, that's tidy. Very tidy.
Yeah, backs up the 807 yesterday, 815. It's consistent. Gets a win in round 1.
Well done, Josh. I'll tell you what, here's the car. Here's the car.
Is that
Here
our number 1
comes Mr.
qualifier?
Guy
One of
King.
your favourite cars?
Oh, I do like this car. Well, you can't be unhappy with a fast Corolla, can you? Look, I'm a rotary man through and through, but seriously, this thing is. You and I watched it yesterday, Mark. It 725 at 199 mile an hour out of this advanced joinery Corolla. So I don't know what Guy's going to bring today, whether he's going to bring the A game, the B game, the C game, or the D game, but we're going to find out in a moment.
Just like I called it yesterday, it's the Corolla Coaster.
It's the Corolla coaster. I do love that. That is awesome.
We want to see 200 mile an hour from Guy King. He went 199.20 mile an hour yesterday, 725. He was the number 1 qualifier.
When you look at it, Mark, seriously, does it look like a 200 mile an hour car?
That is a 200 mile an hour car. It is.
Does not look like a 200 mile an hour car. Have a look at it. Quiet, unassuming. You know how cool it is?
How cool is it?
2 parachutes cool. That's
2
how
parachutes
cool it is.
Cool.
We got some talk going on in the box here. Chris Steagles is going on about if this thing runs 200. He's even gone into Chris is even quoting us in Puerto Rican. So I don't know.
I don't know what he's doing over there.
Like you, when Gina was running, I'm looking for the subtitles. When Gina was running, couldn't hear you, couldn't see you. My whole brain was just blurred with the sound of that 20B
Guy
Aspo.
King.
But here it comes.
We want to see something starting with a 2 on the speed.
Here it comes. Look at that little Corolla just lurching up. As I said, quiet, unassuming. Full steel bodied. Look at it, it's tough. 2 parachutes, got a little bit of downforce on the back with the nice little fin.
Guy King. Number 1 qualifier. Modified 10.5.
Hear a pin drop in the crowd. We're waiting, anticipating. He's going to stay in it.
Oh,
732 at 195 mile an hour. I tell you what, wasn't a 200, but when you're only like 4 odd miles short, we'll take that. Give the crew a round of applause, folks. How good is that thing? How good is that?
All right, just got to make a quick call for you, Terry. Street compact to the lanes, please. Street compact to the lanes, please. And I think we might be going to...
Is it J275? That it is.
It will be J275. Big thank you to Earth Moving Mobile, Auto Electrical and Air Conditioning, Stu Walsh over there supporting the bracket this weekend.
So how good is it? The mighty spot-on performance, Public Enemy, Andrew Coles.
Words from the Supercoach, Terry Dale, don't stuff it up, Rusty. First time on the mic this morning. Welcome in to J275, Andrew Coles. On track now on the Public Enemy Mustang. This is on a number. This is looking much tighter than yesterday. 7:35, 192 miles per hour. Good run to kick things off. Joining me on the microphone, welcome Mr. Chris Diggles. And this morning has just been absolutely muy caliente.
Mastes, vistas, gracias, gracias. Yeah, g'day, folks. Australia, let me just say, all morning, even though we can truly speak in international language for what we're seeing here, and greetings to everyone in Puerto Rico and right around the world, we know what you like, and guess what we do here in Australia?
Oh, yeah.
We mine aluminium, and we turn that into horsepower, and you know what? VL wagons will live forever in this country. Commodores will live in this country forever. This J275 class just seems to bring out the toughest real steel cars we've got, and they're all in people's garages, mate. This is recreational motorsport at its best. This is Danny Lansdowne's master crafted VL wagon. This man built the car himself. Tunes it, steers it. He's a triple threat in my words.
Outstanding looking car, this thing. Absolutely outstanding. He's on a number here, 133 to the 60s, really winding it in at the other end.
Oh, the spot on boys are turning it on today. 756, 190 mile an hour for the Wags. Yeah, 190 mile an hour Corollas, 190 mile an hour VL wagons. We've got 190 mile an hour everything. 190 in a VL wagon. I think that's got to be the fastest VL wagon time ever.
All right, next up. Say hello to Brent Coles and Matthew A. Just now, Brent Coles in the RX-8 with the LS power plant. Yes, you heard it right. You heard it right.
Yeah. Someone
has done the unthinkable, the unmentionable.
Well, you know, Brent's brother Andrew, who we saw in the Public Enemy Mustang there, they've honed their craft on LS. He's got a 6-second LS VL at home, does the brother, but Brent here is a rotor nut. He's got rotaries. He's normally got his blue RX-70 of the 13B in it, but they built this as a drag and drive car. Let's put an LSA in an RX-8, and when you put that combination of letters and numbers together, another masterclass from Spot On Performance out of the shed. And mind you, speaking of the shed, the Aegis boys, they come down with a lot of Iron Lion on the radial tyre.
I thought Colesy might have blown the tyres off at the hit there, but Aegis just has not moved.
No,
at the green.
There was the actuation of the vehicle sometimes is not perfectly aligned. And, you know, all the stars have to align for a lot of these cars on what we call, you know, getting the wick lit, getting the boost up, and getting all your power ready to let go of the button. And for Aegis, it just didn't work that time.
100%. Bit of a get-out-of-jail free card there for Brent Coles because he did absolutely bomb the tyres right at the hit of the throttle. So take that one. Wins, just take them as you can get them. There's no asterisk next to it. Doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get that win light.
Oh, my goodness. J275. Look at these combinations, these small tyre, real steel cars. And again, we're wearing license plates still on a lot of this stuff. Like, this is the scary thing in this country. Our vehicles have got license plates on them and they're legit 190 mile an hour cars. You know, God bless this country. We've been known to be manufacturers of some of the best anything in the world as manufacturers with cars, engineering, you name it. But Gee, we still do cars are right down under, don't we?
Mate, that car of Centenay's on the far side of the racetrack, that is such a cool looking car. It's got the right attitude about it. Still really street appearing. Still got all the stock door trims in it. Still pretty much a factory super for all intents and purposes, just with a few added inclusions.
Well, you know, Toyota aren't any mugs. You know, this is the thing that we've noticed in Jamboree especially. We embrace every Japanese manufacturer. Where back in the day of motorsport, you didn't embrace a Japanese manufacturer until you saw what it can do. Master engineered cars, the Supra. You reckon Toyota spent a few dosh on this thing? I tell you,
just a little bit, few yen.
A few yen back then. And even then, I love how manufacturers build something and then walk away from it and don't own it again. But then the tuning industry turns it into a car they should have built, and they still go, "Oh no, it doesn't impress us." I love that the factory can get out factory. This is what I love about it. And you know what? Beside him, Anthony Kukovsky, the VK, 427 cubes of turbo LS in the VK. Real steel cars in people's garages. Anthony must go out to the garage some nights and go, dude, I'm going to let this thing loose at Jambo.
If it wasn't for the parachute, this would be an absolute sleeper.
Well, it's Bump City, baby. J275.
Oh.
Whoa, that's a big bump out. No, boy. Whoa, hey, what? Well, that'll do. Hey, I'll take that. We got it done. I'll take that. And he's gone. See what happens in the streets of Bump City. 825 at 168 mile an hour.
Nobody is safe on the streets of Bump City.
Mate, you know what? I wouldn't have got so excited other than I've seen a race exactly like that before, that in that small amount of time between two bulbs on and the timeout, the back wheels somehow get in or somehow it rocks back and they threw it at the right time and he copped that. He got out of there.
I don't know how he did it. Not that it really matters because he lost the race anyway, Centenay. Never really got it up on boost. But 8.25 for Kurovsky there. But that was, I don't think you could do that again if you tried, truthfully.
Well, you know what? Anthony, in his defence, Anthony in the VK actually did do as good as he could try it. 8.25 of the three. And look at this, 8.25 of the three. So that car's run identical times this weekend. That's some street car love. Take that thing home with whatever now. This is what I love. More cars coming out that you don't see anywhere else. 3RZ Toyota-powered Mustang. That's what Nick Baxter brings to J275. Beside him, Steve Farrelly with his VL has a Barra in it. This is Australia. Stand up.
So you've got the Ford with the Toyota, and you've got the Commodore with the Ford.
And one of the best things I love about these two citizens of that famous Bump City is that they've chosen to do it their way, exactly their way. This is what Australian automotive freedom's all about. Build what you want.
It's expression.
And put it in the beams. Go, boys! Barely got a better light, but he's got Barra power and make the 2.7 suffer. Cubes of 784 at 188. Yeah, 188. 188. 822 for the four-cylinder radial car. Nick Baxter, 132 in the 60, was actually a tenth and a half quicker than the Commodore off the hit. So that thing got to 60 foot, 132.
Disco Dean up next in the Escort panel van. Hey, this is a cool little car. This is just a cool little car. He's up against Luke Rosati in the HSV Maloo.
He's bringing, I mean, it's a Barra-powered Escort. It's not quite a little knife to a gunfight. It's a little machete up against the Turbo LS Maloo. That's probably, more of a club.
It's a sharpened butter knife, isn't it?
It's
the Escort.
It is a sharpened butter.
It's more of a shank.
Yeah, more of a shank.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I mean, put that thing right down the guts.
It can do some damage.
But look at this, the little Escort against the big Maloo. Look at the size difference. The Escort's been really a tiny little car. Look at the commie ute beside him. Guess what? It's Bump City time. J275 round one. Go, Disco! Clean ground! Yo, baby! Watch out, Disco! He's coming for you, baby! Barra power to the line, yeah! 838, 162 mile an hour, and that's why Disco Dean's a modern Australian drag racing hero. Mic drop, because he keeps turning up. Let's go with the button. Look at the top of his golf buggy. There, it says it right there. He put Bump City on the top of his golf buggy.
Was that just for you, was it?
He's the true disciple from the city. He's like the town. I'm the mayor. He's like one of my councillors.
Would you say he's the chief priest of Bump City?
Look, he's got various roles, but he still wants to go in on that pro tree, light both bulbs and race, and whether or not he's the quickest or not he turns up.
Doesn't matter. As long as you win.
He send it.
It's all about getting the wins.
Well, he's a racer. Okay, here we go. Good one here too. This is Benny Neal in the Cresta. Matthew Dack. Dacky bumping into the BA. It's an all-barra bumping, baby.
Ben Neal is out of there.
Tell you what.
That's on a number.
821. We got him. We got him everywhere. 821 there, Benny Neal on the 275 in the Barra Cresta, Australia. And the BA, Matty Dack. Oh, we've got the 3.7 D-stroker in it. So it's truly an engine that's giving back to the racing community long after, again, the manufacturer gave up on it. So we've out-factoried the factory so many times here this weekend.
Yep. One more car left in J275 by the look of it.
Oh, no, I think this, hopefully, I thought there was going to be a pairing.
No, it's going to be a solo, I think. I think it's J315 coming up next, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we've got about 3 or 4 in the 315 class.
Yeah.
And I think
4 or 5, actually.
Oh, Trappy's there.
That went down the track anyway.
Trappy's there, Grantley's there, Carkeet's there. So, yeah, that will be J315. So this will be the end of J275, round number 1. Lachlan Miller, you can send that boosted LSR31 all the way by yourself here, son. And we're going to sit here and let you do it. And I'm not even going to talk it. Let's just let him eat this thing.
This is a
down.
special occasion, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Diggles is not going to talk.
Unless he does something spectacular. Where else but Australia will you see a boosted LS Skyline going through the traps at an 814 at 170
Does it
mile
easy,
an hour?
doesn't it?
I mean, really?
Does it really
Yeah,
easy?
yeah. This just keeps on giving. I don't know where you all come from with these things, but come on back again. Every time they turn up with these things, to me, they're a little bit of a hero. They keep turning up, and they're wrestling these things as part of a recreational experience, but they call it motorsport. It looks like motorsport, but it's not. It's fun. Oh, Trappy's bringing even though it's a stack-injected big block in an Impala, it's still the knife in the gunfight because beside him, Grantley Schloss, a very, very stout twin-turbo small block hatchback. It's got numbers of 759 from qualifying. Yeah, it's got the plates on it, Grantley. Yeah, because you can, Grantley. Like so many other Aussies in this country, Grantley can drive your boosted Tirana hatchback anywhere if you want. But also come out and unbelievably run like 750s on a J2. Well, he's on a 315. I still think he's got the 275s on it. He's just making up the numbers here.
So Trapnell obviously got the nitrous on board as well, just burging the lines as he pulls up the line. This would be a heavy car, wouldn't it?
It would be.
This would not be a lightweight by any stretch of the imagination. No, 892, and he's only run yesterday. Did have a lot of smoke out of the right-hand side of the car as it went through the traps yesterday. So obviously they had something to fix because he did not come out for the second and third rounds of qualifying. So he's kind of coming in a little bit underdone to this first round of racing. Grantley Schloss, though, 759. He's your number 1 qualifier. And that is all she wrote. Schloss is on his way to a win and another 7-second pass. This time a 762 at 178. And it looked like he might have been out of it just a touch early down there. Just a touch.
Yeah, 178, 493 to half track there at 149. And it did a little bit of a dangle there too. Grantley on the leave.
All right, could we please have street compact and modified compact to the lanes, please? Street compact and modified compact to the lanes. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Street compact and modified compact to the lanes. Thank you.
Oh, look at this for a round 1 matchup.
This is my favourite car here this weekend. I've got a lot of favourite cars.
Oh,
like I've got a favourite car in just about every class, but this one takes the cake for me. Screw-blown, big block Mercedes-Benz.
yeah.
Not a word that I've ever strung together before in a sentence.
And I think Guy's also got an EFI, so it's actually got a lot of everything. Oh, come on, folks. You can't tell me that you're not impressed by these people and what they've brought to the track. I mean, Guy's had the Merc for years in blowing big block Chev guys. So, again, it's got its own legacy. But look how much engine is hanging out of the bonnet there. Look at that from side on. That is a lump and a half. And he can do that. He's got a very successful diesel business, and he likes to tinker with Mercedes big blocks and Mercedes diesels. And I can't wait to see what Guy does with the Mercedes diesel, and that's coming soon. But the Benz is just the one you want to pull out once in a while to dazzle people and startle children. Beside them, Reese Carkeet. What clean lines an E.H. Holden can give to Jamboree. I mean, we talk about small cars, we talk about anything, but old school is always cool, and old school is always welcome, especially Aussie motoring history. Bump it in, boy.
Very tidy. Very tidy.
Oh, son! I love them both.
Whoa.
37 for the Benz.
198.
Oh, folks, 198 over the quarter. Reese Carkeet, what a gun off the lights. Bang, and goes 769. God bless him. God bless it. God bless this country. God bless this bloke. Oh, wow. Guy Hall, 737. That's the most I think he's ever let it eat.
That's...
I wish I was down the end hearing that whipple down the end.
It would have absolutely been screaming. Roll off the throttle and all you hear is the...
Hey, folks, you've already got your price of admission. You know that, right? You know that was the deal when you turned up.
Yep.
Turning up today, you already got your price of admission. First round of everything, you're going to get your price of admission because we're seeing it.
Mr. O'Carroll rolling up to the line in Notorious 2. Notorious? Could be 2.0. We'll go with Notorious 2.0. This very, very tidy Tirana for Simon O'Carroll. Racing for Simon O'Carroll Pools. Apparently you can't get one.
No, you just can't get one.
Just can't get one.
Yeah. Good one, Rusty.
I'll do what I can.
Yeah, no.
I'll be here all week, trust me.
Here he goes. What he's got, Holden Tiranas in droves. You just can't get some. Simon O'Carroll, this is the latest Notorious evolution, the hatchback Tirana. And he's done the whole rework on the car in 10 days to get it here. So, what cubes have we got there, Big Steve?
634 according to our system.
Yeah, something like that, 634.
Ran it yesterday, didn't have the nitrous on, it was more just a systems check. Just knocked out a 13-second pass, just ran it through the gears. But I'll be curious to see if he's going to try and just put it to half track, shut it off. He's got the nitrous on board, there's the purge, so he's definitely got the gas turned on this time around.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Just like taking him down on the engine. There we go.
Easy as.
Yeah, so just on the hit, hey, it's got some. I'm sure the nitrous went off there after that, so he can't exactly jump back on that stuff. So Simon's done the best thing possible, not got back on it, and just lumbers that thing. What was it say? 634 cubes down. Well, that's the end of J315, J275. I think we're back more into Street Compact. We're going to have an official opening ceremony in about 15 minutes, and formal introductions, and I think round one of Factory Extreme coming up shortly. But it's Terry and Mark back here for Street Compact.
All right, back into round number 2 of Street Compact. Brought to us by the guys over at Platinum Racing Products.
So nice work, Mark. We're back on the mic for the this category for the round 2, and then we'll get into the festivities of the opening ceremony, and then get into some pro categories. So Ben Davis and Dave Rodgie, 14.25 to a 10.95 a Davis. So Rodgie to lead. Davis to close, shut him down if you can. So you, if you're in Street Compact, you should be in the lanes.
Well, Ben Davis jumped a bit in stage there.
Ooh,
100 light for Roger, 067 for Davis. Davis in the wagon's got the slight advantage over the Hilux. 300s advantage for Davis. The Commodore Dylan, 10.95. Gets the win, goes 11.10, 125 mile an hour, Ben Davis. David Roger goes 12.1. 14.45 on his 14.25 at 97 miles an hour.
Would have just seen that wagon flying past with 125 mile an hour in the top end, Mark. The wagon thinking, whoa, I'm not at Aldi, but here we go. So we move on to our next pairing. As I said, Street Compact, you should be in the lane. So as we move to our next pairing, which will be Chris Morris, Mr. Growl, in the Cortina. And Dave Casey in the Sierra. 11.30 to a 10.50. Chris to chase down that rotary-powered Sierra. Let's see if it's got the goods. It's been consistent.
Well, Casey's already in full stage in the Sierra, waiting on Morris, both in The Sierra will lead first. 0.57 to a 4.26. The Sierra. Huge hole shot for Dave Casey.
Chris has got some work unless Casey runs it too quick. And he most certainly won't.
What a run.
11.34 and 11.30 is good win for Dave Casey. 10.75 and a 10.50 for Chris. Not enough this time. And Dave Casey in that mighty little Sierra. It's like a giant killer, Mark.
Giant killer, mate. How good is that? Through to round number 3. Dave Casey next up. Nick Wright to take on Corey Gould. Wright in the RX2 dialing in a 13 flat. So he will leave first. Gould to do the chasing. 2.4 seconds later. Hole shot to Wright, 138. Gould goes 348.
The RX3 looked like it went off the boil at half track, so he might have a little bit of an issue here. And he has too. It's got it back on it, but it's gone too quick with a 12.97. And a 10.64 and a 10.60 is tidy for the win for Corey Gould in that little Gemini. Ian Clifford up against Zachary Anderson. As I said, these are a couple of our local street series races. So we got Anderson and Clifford. Ian with a 10.60, Zach with a 12.29. Zach to lead first. He'll try and cut a light, give Ian a fair bit to think about, and Ian will have to chase him down and see if he can put him away. It's almost like a burn down out there, Mark.
Pre-stage,
it's
no one wants to move
categories.
in. You can see Clifford's moving. He's going into full stage, so Clifford's in.
The intensity.
Waiting on Ensign now. Ensign bumping in the Ford. 12.29. Darling gets out of the 105. Clifford goes 386.
386. I know he's got the top end,
yeah,
but is it going to be enough? Zach's a good racer. Is Zach going too quick? Oh, he's on the brake. Just squeezes that into it as well. A 12.38 on a 12.29 is good enough for Zach Anderson, and a 10.71 on a 10.60. But the 386 light for Clifford has hurt him.
Yep, that's the what hurt Clifford there. Next up, we've got Bradley Halliburton, the Crusader. He's dialing at 10.70 seconds. And
Ilya Bendevsky, a 13.75. So a bit of a chase. That won't be so easy, Mark.
006. Let's run that down.
Ilya, that is a cracker light. 006 to a 0.62 for Bradley. He's got all the work to do. Will Bendevsky have enough? No, gone 13.95. Halliburton has gone. How about a 10.79 and a 10.70 with a 0.62 to put away the 006 of Bendevsky, and the mighty Crusader will take the win.
Yeah, Bendevsky, though, has the light of the night so far, though.
Yes.
006, that's going to be tough to beat.
So Alvin Johnson and Daniel Irwin, 10.50 for Alvin in the RX5. Dan Irwin, a 15.00 in the Serato, will lead first. The mighty 13B Turbo Rotary will try and chase Dan down. Alvin out of Rotary action, of course. He is the owner, the engine builder. He does it all. 212 for Irwin, 197 for Johnson. Watch for the RX5. You don't see too many of them around these days. Is it going to have the legs? Will the Serato get it? Will it be new versus old? The win will go to Alvin Johnson, a 10.88 on a 10.50. He puts away the little Serato at 114 mile an hour, so he's off the pedal as well. So well done to Alvin, and he'll be around for round 3. Mate, it's intense, isn't it? Derek Johnson and Ben Cruikshank. Oh, this is a pairing. I have to... massive skid for Johnson in the Supra. I reckon he did it on purpose because he knows that Benny does all the skids at the Rotary Revival. So he said, mate, have a look at that. I can skid it with the best of them.
Well, I've just written Derek down.
That was
for burnout at the moment.
That was cool. So this will be a good race too, Mark. As I said, both of these guys, one does roll, one does Rotary Revival. Both are good races. The Capella of Cruikshank dialing in at a 10.20. The Mighty Supra dialing in at a 10.50. So there won't be much of a chase. So if you're a 2J, if you're a 6-cylinder Toyota fan, if you're a Rotary fan, they're both in the house.
This is what Jamboree is all about. The Garrett Advancing Motion Jamboree. Pre-stage for Derek Johnson in the Supra.
Who's up for the Toyota? Who's up for the Mazda? Hands up for the Toyota. Hands up for the Mazda. Whoa. Yeah, here we go. It was a split field, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it was tight.
Oh, red light for Derek. It won't matter. Benny goes 2-1-2, and he says, I can see that win light. I'm not even going to bother giving the car even a bit of a... But I'll tell you what, Derek's going to go... How about I go 1064 at 139? Remember, he did a 1090 at 100, nearly 160 mile an hour earlier in that Mighty 2J. So sadly, we won't get to see the Supra back, but we will get to see that tidy little Capella back of Ben Cruikshank.
Street Compact round number 2. Platinum Racing Products. Next up, Haley Scott in the Skyline to take on Luke Ty, the Gemini.
So factory extreme to the lanes, please. Factory extreme to the lanes, please. Yes, ladies and gents, that is exactly what I said. Mark, these guys have been having a good morning. I'll tell you what, they've had a good weekend. The Gemini and the Skyline of Scott and Ty. How good they look too. What a combination. The Skyline and a Gemini on the line. How good is it?
It's good. We could see Haley Scott there just in the burnout pad. She's dialed in at 10:37. Luke Ty, the Gemini, dialing at 11:00. So we'll see the Gemini leave first. Haley will do the chasing. Having a look at what they ran in qualifying, Haley went a 10:37 best in qualifying. That's where she's dialed out. Luke went a best of an 11:02, 11:00. So pretty much they've dialed dead smack where they ran in qualifying.
Yeah. You do the same? It's pretty good.
Yeah, the conditions are identical. It's pretty much to yesterday.
They're good. The dial-ins look good. So Scott to chase. Here we go. 132 for Ty, 145 for Scott. Haley to do the chasing, trying to grab onto the rear bumper of that Gemini, trying to get it. Is it going to be enough? Most certainly is. A 10:45 on a 10:37 for Haley Scott will take the win in the Skyline. An 11:11 on 11:00 for at a 132. You'd think it might have been enough, but it wasn't. And the Scott Speed Skyline will get the win.
Yeah, 1/100th of a second win margin there for Haley Scott. That was a good close race. That was one of those.
You'd probably feel a bit hard done by if you were Luke, to be honest. Honestly, he could have won a lot of other races that we've seen already.
That was a good race. Good pass from Luke as well. Now, this is a guy that doesn't need a solo pass. It's Michael Osborne. In the highlights.
Say he doesn't need a solo pass?
He's a good racer.
He is a good racer. It's like, mate, the Tuna racing car, it's like, mate, you don't need it. Come on, you don't need a buy. Seriously, dude? No, how good is this thing?
It just makes him tougher to beat. When those good racers get buy runs and they get the freebie to test their dial in.
And he will run this out the back door. Yeah. He will try and get as close or go under that 10:08 so we'll know where he sets for next round.
Yeah, good light, 0.52.
Michael, 0.52. Listen to that little thing sing. Goes through 10.15 on a 10:08. Mate, he's...
Yeah, I did 700s over the dial in there. You probably could tighten that up a bit, but man, he's going to be tough to beat. Michael Osborne in Street Compact.
That car has been surprising you and I all of the last 2 days. It's been impressive.
Very consistent. He's very good on the tree as well.
We're going to round 3, so it's got to be a good thing, isn't it? So as I said, we did call up the guys from Factory Extreme. You need to go to the lanes, please. Factory Extreme. So, Mark, I do believe that might be the completion of that lanes. Completion of those. That might be the completion for you and I for a bit of a stint before we bring Chris and Mark into the commentary.
Yeah.
And we've got the opening ceremony, of course.
Yep, that's at 11:15. We've got the opening ceremony here.
Bit disappointed I didn't get the call up for the anthem, but
you didn't
that's
get the call up to sing the anthem, mate.
I think Haley's singing it, I think, so it'll be good.
Oh, so they actually got someone who can sing.
Mate, I'm sitting right here. You're brutal. Seriously. That is just so cruel.
I've heard you sing here in the background, mate.
Yes, I know, mate, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do it.
I'm just going to say to you, don't worry about Idol this year, okay?
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe, or even Dancing with the Stars because you need to be a star. So anyway, we might go to a little bit of Vox Pops from the boys here at Overtaking Lane. Thank you so much. We'll be returning very shortly. Get yourself a good seat. Get yourself some merch. Get ready because we are just about to go to the opening ceremony and some cool pro racing here at Jamboree 2024.
goal: drag strip domination. Quicker ETs, #1 qualifiers, final round victories. We earn these things for ourselves and our racers with engine management designed to work the way people actually use it at the track. Our systems are constantly updated with new functionality and free updates because progress never stops. Always learning, always improving, always striving to make the best.
Designing and building a drag strip is extremely challenging. The lives of people are at stake. There is no room for error. My name is Frank Tarabay. I'm the owner and managing director of Every Trade Group.
Hi guys, Herman from Platinum Racing Products, and I'm here at Sydney's Raceway to unveil our first new prototype RB blocks.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannons Home and Contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannons.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Performance tuners and racers trust Bosch technology for their high-performance engines. Precision, reliability and performance. Bosch fuel injectors give you peace of mind, knowing your engine is getting the best fuel delivery. Race after race, year after year. Optimised spray formation for improved combustion, smoother power delivery and better throttle response. Bosch fuel injectors will put you ahead of the competition. Search Bosch Motorsport Australia. There's good, there's better, and then there's Bosch.
Factory Extreme, you are required in the lanes, please. Factory Extreme, please, to the lanes immediately.
Yeah, first ever Jambo, first ever drag show. Here we go. Here at Jambo, do we not?
Hi guys, Herman from Platinum Racing Products.
And contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring
enthusiasts, call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Performance tuners and racers trust Bosch technology for their high-performance engines. Precision, reliability and performance. Bosch fuel injectors mind, knowing your engine is getting the best fuel delivery. Race after race, year after year. Optimised spray formation for improved combustion, smoother power delivery and better throttle response. Bosch fuel injectors will put you ahead of the competition. Search Bosch Motorsport Australia. There's good, there's better, and then there's Bosch.
Yeah, first ever Jambo, first ever drag show. Here we go. Here at Jambo, do we not?
Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Could we please have Factory Extreme to the staging lanes, please? If you are not there now, you need to be. Factory Extreme to the staging lanes, please.
Test. Is that you, Rusty? He mustn't have had his headphones on there. Just ask whether Rusty was there. Coming through okay here, folks. We're not too far away from our official opening ceremony that we do for all of our jamborees, thanks to Garrett Advancing Motion. We're just getting our first pairing of Factory Extreme drivers strapped in the cars and brought forward. So we are going into our little test opening to be doing it very, very shortly. So stay by the stage area. We'll be coming to you shortly here from the start line.
We have one goal, drag strip domination. Quicker ETs, #1 qualifiers, final round victories. We earn these things for ourselves and our racers with engine management designed to work the way people actually use it at the track. Our systems are constantly updated with new functionality and free updates because progress never stops. Always learning, always improving, always striving to make the best.
Designing and building a drag strip is extremely challenging. The lives of people are at stake. There is no room for error. My name is Frank Tarabay. I'm the owner and managing director of Every Trade Group.
Hi guys, Herman from Platinum Racing Products, and I'm here at Sydney's Raceway to unveil our first new prototype RB blocks.
Good morning, folks, and welcome to Willowbank Raceway here in sunny Queensland. We are ready for our first round of Factory Extreme here at Willowbank Raceway. But before that, let me first welcome you all to this fantastic festival of personal automotive. You're welcome here at Jamboree. Just bring something cool or turn up and just smile all day. We thank you all for coming. We also thank Garrett Advancing Motion for their ongoing support and partnerships with Jamboree. So before we get started, let's hear from Garrett Advancing Motion and Paul Carlson.
Thank you. What a day. Another spectacular weather weekend here, which is fantastic. So Garrett's been with the Jamboree team for about 8 years now as major sponsor, naming rights sponsor, and we're happy to be here and be associated and supporting the Jamboree team. And a big thank you goes out to Colin, Kelly, and all the Jamboree team that makes this happen. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, right back from early in the year. And of course, all the Willowbank race team as well, that prepped the track. What a fantastic track now they've got here, upgraded since last year. And we look forward to seeing some great racing today. I hope you have a spectacular time. Thanks.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Garrett. Folks, we call this all sorts of things. It's a place where people gather. I know people have used the term church before with drag racing, and I can see why, because we all turn up. I mean, honestly, if church was like this every Sunday, we'd all be here. But I mean, church is expensive out here sometimes with this stuff. So when we do it, we want to hear from our track chaplain. And please, he'll say a prayer for us all. Please welcome Tim.
Thanks. Well, it's great to be back racing. Why don't we pray? Lord, we thank you for this day and this amazing event. And Lord, we ask for your safety over the drivers and their crews and your protection over the spectators and officials and all here today. And Lord, we thank you for all the families that are a part of drag racing and the passion and commitment that just makes this sport great. But Lord, we ask for a safe day of racing with personal bests, world records, close racing, and a whole lot of Bump City in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Enjoy the day, everyone.
Pastor Tim throws Bump City into the prayer. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Folks, we live in a beautiful country. We can do what we want here. We can race what we want. We can be with who we want, and it's a fantastic freedom to have. We should never throw it away. So let's sing the Australian National Anthem. Please welcome Taylor Wilton.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Oh boy, it's an old 2J first pairing. Factory Extreme Precision Turbo and engine. Back to the boys in the box. We're going to let this thing rip right now.
Thank you very much, Chris Diggles. It is time to let them eat. It is Factory Extreme, brought to you by Precision Turbo and Engine. My name's Rusty Gregory. Joining me in the box very shortly will be Chris Diggles, but the first pair on track now, it is Zoran Gajic in the Gas Racing BMW up against the flagship of the Gas Racing team. It is the Toyota Celica. That was for a long, long time campaigned by Joe Signorelli, now being driven by Paul Mahayat. 2J action on both sides of the racetrack, and this is going to be a good one. Paul Mahayat, the man who has proven that he can drive just about anything with wheels and some things without. He has won championships, he's set world records, he has set Australian records. And the next thing on his list is taking home one of those Billet J trophies that is on offer today in Precision Turbo Factory Extreme. But to do it, he needs to take on his teammate here. Now, Zoran's having some issues in the burnout. The car has moved forward, but it hasn't really smoked the tyres as yet. Now, Mahayat's already gone through his process. He's already back at the start line getting ready to stage. Gajic, being the racer that he is, he'll do a pretty short... Well, I was going to say I'd expect a short burnout from him, but it's not a short burnout. He rolls it out to 300 feet out off the start line, so he's going to make his teammate wait here on the start line. Zoran, a very experienced campaigner in his own right, has driven a lot of different cars from a twin-turbo big block HQ street-driven low 7-second car through to the Pro Mod that he campaigns, twin-turbo 5-second Mustang, across to, of course, this car, the 2J powered BMW. Desperately wants to get a 5-second run, a 6-second run, I should say. And he absolutely loves driving this car. It has got not the aero that you see on a lot of the other cars in this field. It is definitely not as swoopy as what you see from, say, the Gas Celica or some of the other cars that we've got. Certainly not the Pack Performance RX-9, but it is one of these cars that just has character. And Zoran certainly has character as a driver as well. Taking on his teammate here. We're almost set for a start here. First round of Factory Extreme. First pairing of the first round. Gas Racing, both sides of the racetrack. Zoran Gajic, the orange BMW, taking on the Gas Racing Celica of Paul Mahayat. Clean on both sides of the racetrack. A lot of smoke out of the engine for Paul Mahayat, and that's going to be his race done. And a 6.36 at 226 miles per hour. That is a very solid pass for Zoran Gajic to kick things off here this afternoon. 6.36, 226 miles per hour, but that was a lot of smoke out of Paul Mahayat's Toyota. I would suggest that there's almost certainly some kind of damage done in the engine there, because there was a puff of almost sort of black smoke